Everybody, my name is Elise Nichols, and I'm a SPEAK member here in St. Clair County. And SPEAK is a coalition working towards preventing youth substance use. And today I'm joined by Evan. Evan, will you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Evan Wagner. I work at St. Clair County Community Mental Health, and I'm a health mentor there. And I work with adults and kids with a variety of. We have a few different programs we work, and our goal is to help with health in terms of nutrition, exercise, kind of stress management, and just overall helping people live healthy lives and helping model that for them too.
Great. And so I guess the obvious question would be like, what are some challenges you've been seeing with the youth you work with and those families?
Yeah, I would say starting with you say like with families, kind of makes me think like relationships are really big right now. Not just romantic, of course, relationships, but like um, family, friends. With COVID, it makes things challenging. You're not able to see people as often, and I think that's played a role with kids in general. Before COVID, even I see a lot of times where they struggle to make friendships, and then or as a result of that, they're not going out and doing things, and then they're sitting inside a lot, not being as active, and they're more tempted to eat snacks and a lot of those things too. So just finding positive relationships around you that are going to encourage you, support you, keep you accountable with your health. Especially a lot of things when I was a kid, a lot of my activities were involved with family, friends, things like that too. So not that we can't be successful on our own, but I think that plays a big role in it. And then from there is going on habits was probably a big one. I think COVID kind of helped show us. It revealed some of the not so good things that are habits of ours, and then made us even work on some positive ones. So sometimes it can feel overwhelming with developing habits, but there is hope in developing habits and breaking bad habits. I think sometimes it feels overwhelming, but it's definitely possible and actually a little quicker than we think sometimes if we're willing to focus on it. So that's one of them. Stress, overall, distractions, just a lot going on in our world. Not just now, but in general. It's a culture we have that's a little faster pace. Lots of things grabbing at our attention. I think it can be overwhelming and hard to jump on that. You got like social media with personalities and different things saying you got to do this, do that, look a certain way, be a certain way, and I think that can be overwhelming too. And then from there, I'll always touch on sleep. I think it's so huge. I'm guilty of it, but getting good sleep is key. And that's something that is going to be really helpful for bleeding into a lot of areas of our life. Exercise and nutrition, of course, are huge. Developing good habits with those. And I see a lot of disordered eating, not just like eating disorders necessarily, but just wrong viewpoints of how to eat, what to eat. Maybe it's misinformation, maybe it's a fear of gaining weight or things like that. That's a challenge sometimes too. And then really just lack of connecting with the world around us, whether again it's relationships or the natural world around us, looking at the beauty of just getting outside, getting fresh air, getting sunlight, that kind of thing. We have a lot of time indoors right now, and that can be a dangerous thing for a lot of people.
Sure. So we talked a lot about the challenges. What are some strategies, to connect with others and to, break bad habits? What are some things that you do or you suggest with those families you work with?
Yeah, one of the big ones we start with is trying to connect people. We do BFIT groups where we try to have kids meet each other and things like that. Just another way to be with someone else, know that you're not in the boat on your own, and have somebody to keep you accountable. I find that accountability, which is kind of somebody that stick with you, keep you honest, push you in areas where you're uncomfortable, and help you go towards your goals. I think accountability is really important, whether it's somebody we look up to or a peer. So finding people around us that can do that for us. But at the end of the day, it's still a choice that we have to make to make that choice on our own. We could have people pushing us as much as they want, but if we're not willing to do it, we are going to have a hard time. So making that choice and pushing ourselves is a big step in the right direction. And then just the beauty of exercise. In the way that it can affect your brain and make you feel good and boost your energy. I know at first it's kind of hard because it's like, oh, I did my walk or run or go to the gym and I'm exhausted. But as you get used to it more and more, you'll notice the difference between being tired, like physically with your muscles versus energy tired. And usually exercise is a really great way, especially if we're eating right, to replenish ourselves. It can be a great way to boost our energy overall, make us feel better. And getting more sunlight is going to be super helpful for kids right now. Getting outdoors, it's going to be a huge help for mood, for sleep, for energy, all kinds of things. And I think that's going to be really helpful, seeing that this, dreary cold weather start to change. I think that's going to be really key, getting kids outdoors. And then I'm hoping that as a result of this past year, people realize there's a lot of fun things to do that don't just involve going and doing events indoors and stuff. You can find creative ways to get active, and hopefully we realize the importance of connecting with people and doing those kind of things. So I'd say those are some big steps that can be taken, and lots of different strategies that we can go for making progress.
Great. No, I think those are really great to hear, and good for people to put in place now, right? Um,
Yeah.
Never. So, all right. Thank you, Evan, for joining us today. And thank you for everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.